In accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice of this meeting of the Franklin Township Environmental Commission was made by posting on the bulletin board in the municipal building, posted on the Township website, and electronically transmitted to officially designated newspapers, indicating that this meeting will take place in person at 7 p.m. on October 2nd, 2023. Okay? Roll call is next. Got a sheet, somewhere here we go. Okay. Not here. Walter is here. Ted Chase is not here. Oh, we're getting somebody for minutes.
He may not have, he mentioned he was going to try his best to make it, but he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to.
Robin's not here either.
Robin's an Iron.
Oh, that's right.
She left it all be it.
Ronald Schmidt is here. Yes? Yes?
Yeah, I think I'm here.
Good, okay. Jessica Johnson.
I thought Ted was in Italy now.
He's coming back. He was also coming back today, I think.
Is he? Yeah.
Wait, he shouldn't come today then if he just
I don't think he's coming. He said you might.
Stan?
Oh, okay, yeah, he shouldn't.
And Ed Potosnik? Yes?
He should quarantine his.
We just say yes.
Yes, here, present.
And Tara's here, of course. Okay.
Everybody here's trying.
That completes that.
Do you want me to try to see your minutes?
Oh, yeah, that would be good. As long as you do it anyway.
Yeah, I take it.
That's why inflation slowed down.
Okay, I have a show for
Spending money over there.
I want to make it, since some of you might not have seen the news, the application for 2 warehouses at the corner of Butler's Road and Schoolhouse Road was turned down by the planning board with a 9-0 vote. The planning board sided with a citizen group and cited deficiencies in the environmental report, the noise evaluation, the truck road, health and safety of the neighborhood were also cited as deficient. Interesting, during that meeting, they did cite our environmental report, the first one we did. The second one, they sort of downplayed, because when we they resubmitted, we added more stuff. That the applicant didn't like as much. That's not in my written notes. The planning board did approve the construction of a landscaping shop on Bennett's Lane. This is the one we looked at last.
Yeah.
In an application the commission reviewed at the last meeting in September. The applicant said that they would be completely shielding the shop along Bennett's Lane with trees and shrub, and that nobody would see the shop. And it's a landscaping operation. So that's the show report. Okay, let's do that. Now we have the minutes from the last meeting of September 18th. They've been circulated, and I'll ask if anybody has any changes. Well, let's just move to approve. Move. Second. All in favor? Aye. Are there any comments, changes, or anything? No? Nobody raised their hand? Okay.
I'm sorry, I was wrong, because I'm taking the minutes, I forgot. Who made the motion and who made?
I haven't made the motion and Walker's second. Okay, so then I ask for a vote on the minutes.
Got it.
All in favor? All right. Quickly move it along.
Jessica abstain and maybe Maria abstain.
Maria. Okay, got it. Where's that?
Oh, here comes Ted.
But Ed is actually
Hi, Ted.
Here comes.
Ted is Ted.
Would you? Let's take a break and get over into Ted's cycle. Yes,
Ciao.
How's it going?
Oh, yes.
one of our distinguished planning board members joined in the vote. My opening remarks were closing the vote.
Ciao was Elizabeth.
What universe?
Oh, by the way, today should
It did work, it does work.
And you know why?
Why, did you fix it
No, I called that.
beforehand?
Show report, you see
I called
that?
him after the last meeting because I was there.
You were fed up? Tara, do you hear that?
What happened?
Stan called him and complained about the internet, and he was like, it should work today, and it did, and it does, and it works.
Not for me, for
For
us.
everybody, yeah. Well, I know, but still, yeah, for you too.
That is awesome.
Same data.
The interactive now seems to be down.
Right. It was a voting board, not the planning board. That approved it.
Oh, right.
It was a voting board.
Independence Lane thing.
Oh, right, got that.
It was a use variance.
Okay.
Okay.
Just a quick question, what are the feedback of the, the residents?
Applause.
I can imagine, besides.
Cheers and applause.
Oh, wow.
But they know there's going to be a lawsuit because they already indicated that they're going to file suit. And the mayor of the town is ready, town attorney has issued a counter, answering the suit already. Who knows when that'll be? Generally, it's going to be quite a while before anything is heard.
How do they issue a counterclaim when they haven't been sued yet?
There was a public announcement of what the suit was. And
When was this?
Week before last.
So before the final meeting?
Yes, they filed suit before the final meeting.
They filed suit based on the fact that it was going to get turned down?
Well, they filed suit. The town filed, and the town answered already.
And what was the suit?
The suit was a violation of their right to apply, that they applied before the zoning changed to zoning.
Oh, okay. So that doesn't have to do with them turning it down?
No, it was just a general, it should have been allowed because, the timing on the variation for the scenic byway and all that stuff. But the applicants, not applicants, I think they've raised over $50,000 already because they had outside attorneys and experts, and they're raising more because they expect to make, I guess if there's a suit, they'll be a party to it, or file an amicus brief. So let's see what happens. Let's look for a motion to open the public to comment.
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Anyone wishes to make a comment?
Sure.
Just state your name and address so we have it on the...
Okay, Claire Paul, C-L-A-I-R-E, Paul, P-A-U-L. I live at 62 West Railroad Avenue, Apartment D, Jamesburg, New Jersey. So, hello everybody. I am your 2023-2024 Watershed Ambassador. So I'll be covering the Millstone River watershed area, which you guys are a part of, as you well know. I wanted to come and introduce myself to you guys because I'm available for presentations or partnerships on projects like tree plantings, stream cleanups, etc. I know the ambassador, I think 2 years before me, partnered with this commission to do, I think it was a stream cleanup in Franklin. So I have more of these if you guys want, but I thought it was one for paper conservation. And yes, please feel free. Everything is a free resource for you guys, so feel free to let me know.
Thank you, Clara.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's the Department of
Environmental Protection. Yep.
Perfect, thank you for coming.
Yes.
Of course.
Are you on a term or you indefinite?
I'm on a term. I've got until July.
Okay.
And you guys are the first team I'm coming to. So
Oh,
I'm pretty much open right now.
Great, thank you.
Any other members of the public have a statement? Bill? No. Well, having declined, I ask for a motion to close the... Motion to close the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Take care of that. Public comment. Correspondence, Jessica.
Oh, usually you start, but
I don't have any. I haven't been any letters in 4 weeks.
We have a couple emails. So, first one, well, you know all about the password thing.
Yes.
But first one is from, I'm going to say this wrong, I'm sorry. Her name is spelled Q-U-A-N-I-K-A. I'm thinking it's
Quantica.
Monica? Yeah, okay, good. You can look over my shoulder. Quantica Stover says, good day, Environmental Commission members. Hope all's well with you. Treescape Academy is offering informative webinars in the upcoming months for those who want to improve it or maintain healthy tree canopy in their community. These webinars are ISA and NJUFC CEU approved and can be found here. There's a webinar link. If the topics mentioned are not what your group needs, a customizable webinar training option can be arranged. Feel free to explore the website. So I feel like that should also be shared with the Shade Tree Commission.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you if you could forward that to me.
I will do that right now.
organization was it?
Hold on, now let me go back.
Number one.
The treescapeacademy.com.
Treescape Academy.
So it's calm, so it's not non-profit.
It doesn't necessarily say that, but I still think it's worth looking at. There might be something useful.
Yeah.
We have an email from Claire, which I will not read because I don't think it's necessary anymore. But thank you. And then there's some older ones that were from residents. There was some concern about trees being removed from 199 Pierce Street, but I feel like we've addressed most of these already.
Yes.
So then that's it. So
That's the one that we're digging around the tree. I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
So it's just the one.
Okay.
That's it.
Thank you.
For the first,
What was your last name?
Paul, P-A-U-L.
the first name, that's so easy.
Yep.
There's a road
How many people call you Paul?
A lot.
Yeah.
Especially if they've never seen me before.
For the first time in a while, there were no new building plans. There were none in the mailbox for the last 2-3 weeks. We'll be able to move ahead to new business and the community energy plan.
So I don't really have any update right now because the initiatives that we talked about, that everyone was assigned to start working on, we said we would do that at the next meeting, October 16th. So just between now and the 16th, if you can look at the workbook, the Google worksheet, and see what you're supposed to be working on, and if you can do as many of them as possible, or at least just one ahead of the next meeting, that would be great.
You mean, completing the form and sending it to, right?
Yes, so the outline that I sent out, if you go through and just answer those questions in the outline, that would be enough for the narrative that I need. But what I would say is that, don't just answer it, one sentence, because it has to become a narrative, so we can give some information, cite some links if you have, that would be excellent.
I might say a few things. I did one already that I submitted last meeting, but I'm doing some research, and I did this one I found on the Franklin Township Board of Education, because this subject happens to be lead. And their policy, number 1, is to support green schools concept, whereby future facility remodeling or construction would adhere to leadership in energy and environmental design guidelines, as well as utilize the resources offered by the U.S. Green Building Council. That's the kind of thing, the evidence, I think, that we're looking for to show that we're really doing something. And that's all that, when I write up the form, I'll attach this to it as evidence that that's really the policy. Assuming we can use the Board of Education as part of the township, which I think we can.
So my question is then, when I'm answering the question, it's not what I think, it's just what evidence I find.
No, it's really, so some of the projects might be done, or parts of them may be done, in a case like this. So if there's something that's done and you want to cite it, you can just give me the link, that would be fine. But if it's not done and there's steps to getting there, then really we're looking, it's kind of like a how to get this project done narrative, is kind of what it is. But you look through the outline I sent, I wrote out questions that should kind of guide you through.
Is that e-mobility? Is that what that was?
So this is to complete the community energy plan, but so in talking with the state of New Jersey, we basically decided that because the templates they've provided to us and the guidance they've provided to us has been so helpful, we asked, can we use our money to implement a project that we come up with? Because we're basically writing the plan on our own, and they completely agree with that. And they recommended using the money to do an e-mobility project after looking through all of our, what we have so far. They said the common theme seems to be the lack of e-mobility, so they have recommended that. I do have an email out to Gable Associates, that's who they recommended we work with to get a quote. I haven't been able to get it back yet, so I have, been trying to follow up with that. But I think that will be a better use of the grant money. And also, I mean, we're doing a pretty good job on getting through, writing the plan on our own, so.
The Trenton Times the other day had a front page story on electric e-mobility vehicles that
Okay.
they have up and running in Trenton.
Okay.
Get through aisles, they just launched, I think it's $1 a ride.
$2 a ride.
$2, yeah.
Okay,
And, yeah, in Trenton, and it's a little electric, like
Oh,
golf
that's great.
cart-ish thing.
okay.
And they're also going to have one to take people from Trenton out to workplaces out in the suburbs. I know it was supposed to be something of the sort from Trenton out to the intersection of 195 and 295, where there were a lot of new warehouses coming in.
West Windsor or something.
Yeah, that would
You
be,
can just get that on
Because what's
it's
interesting
in
is,
Robbinsville, actually. In fact, it's almost Allentown.
so there was a conversation around like food security, where folks were, transportation came up from the school board president actually, that it's a really limiting factor, and there were more public transportation options. But the nice thing about e-mobility is kind of more on demand
Yeah.
than something that just goes around and picks up nobody if nobody's there, or picks up somebody if somebody's there. It's like, so I think that would be an interesting solution, because we know a lot of folks don't have transportation to jobs or healthcare or
For sure.
volunteering.
I agree 100%, yeah. So
And
if
food
we can get Gable to kind of draft us a plan about where the best location would be and what the recommendations are, then we can look into actually implementing it,
Cool.
so. Yeah. So before next meeting, if you can, even I understand everyone is busy, so if you can even just finish one of them beforehand, I mean, the more the better, but if you can have anything that we can start piecing together, that would be great.
So to clarify, Paul, you mentioned that you would add Board of Ed school, as an example, having LEED certification.
Yes.
If this is for Sustainable Jersey, that Sustainable Jersey is separate for towns and for schools.
Yeah, they do it separate.
So that we cannot take their points, right? Or is it what you were
I
talking
would
about?
ask for the certification, but I
Yeah.
think for this thing, it
We
was
can.
We can reference it, but yeah, we're not taking any of their points, you're right, we can't. They have their own points and we
Yeah,
have
right,
ours,
right,
yeah.
right.
Okay, so this is township style.
Yep.
And we've done things as a township to change the lights, to do energy efficiency stuff. They've done a lot of LED change outs. They've got a few electric cars. So those are the things we can cite.
Yeah, for sure.
Moving the right. But this space that she said was specifically about LEED. So I said, the only LEED I've got that's done is the school. The library followed some of the LEED things, but they didn't certify. The new library on 27. They have that rain garden and they try to minimize impervious. So they did a lot of things you would do, but as far as I know, they never filed. The library also is a separate item. It might be-
Library is on the township, but
Yeah. And this isn't new, actually. This one, the policy was written in 2017. But it's still in force. They haven't modified it or changed it. So that's the two, the micro mobility.
I think we're all cut, yeah, because I still don't have the quote yet, so as soon as I get that, I'll share it.
Okay.
is it e-mobility or micro e-mobility?
Micro
Micro
So it's
mobility.
specifically micro.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it could be. I mean, I have it down as micromobility, but I'm asking for a quote to really have them tell us what would be the best course of action in terms of implementing that type of
So
project.
the infrastructure that we have in the town, I mean, we are a big town, but if somebody wants to take a train, we have to go to a different town.
Right,
You have
right.
to go to New Brunswick for a license.
And I mean, we have 2 stations in New Brunswick that are relevant for us, right? So,
Absolutely.
what would be the, I mean, this is just opening question, but would the project be like the 2 towns have to actually team up to actually get something done if we want to have? Would it be considered micromobility?
I don't know. So really the thing is this, so if we were to move forward with it, the project might be that it's been found that the best thing is to put in something like what the article in the Trenton Times is talking about, more of these like golf cart or scooter sharing or bike share thing like that along,
Easton.
oh my gosh, it's not right in my head. What road is this? Demont Lane. Oh my gosh, I couldn't think of where we were. Along this one. So for example, the Trails Committee for a long time has really been looking for a way to better utilize the path along Demont Lane. That might be the recommendation that comes out of it. The recommendation of getting from the train to here or to other residences or medical, that might be the recommendation. We're really looking for a professional who does this to kind of tell us this is what you guys should be focusing on. And then we'll have that, and then the town can look at it and say, okay, this is a project we want to implement, or there's certain aspects we want to implement, so.
I mean, the county has a bus that if you call, you can get, they'll come and get, for a weekly bus comes into Canal Walk, to pick somebody up and take them to a
Yeah.
doctor or something, with limited mobility.
They have now electric transit vehicles, 3 of them.
You suggested micro-mobility to get to the shopper,
Yes.
somebody without a car.
Very
to
true.
Improve what foods are available to them
Correct.
instead of just being
Yeah,
limited to a
Yes.
bodega.
yep, agree, 100%,
To
yeah.
this point, maybe we can track the location of senior homes
Mhm.
and where is the nearest shopping and make sure that there is a
Yeah.
route.
So that hopefully would be part of what the study would cover, is, you know, we would probably have to get, not probably, we would definitely have to give them some guidance of what we want to prioritize, but hopefully when we get the quote back, the consultant will say, these are the major areas we think you should look at, and then we can kind of guide them as to what we're really thinking, and then they can come up, they will do a study of the distances to whatever we're looking at, what's available transportation-wise, what's the population and demographics there, so they'll take care of all that with the study.
Center for Great Expectations, maybe. could
Right.
use it for
That's
their
true.
clients.
Absolutely.
The food bank, that's some.
Food bank, yep.
The food bank.
Yep. For sure, yeah, so hopefully we can get that moving soon.
So, B is the proposed green infrastructure strategies at Newman Williams Park. I know the park had some problems and it needs to be fixed up again and such.
Yeah, so I think a few meetings ago, maybe I discussed that the Open Space Committee and the Trails Committee worked together to get a grant from Sustainable Jersey for $20,000 to do a 2-phase project at Neiman Williams Park. So the first phase is doing green infrastructure improvements there, because there are areas of the existing paved path that become flooded or ponded or have puddling there very often. They actually become impassable or unusable. So that's phase 1, is figuring out what are some green infrastructure techniques we can do there. The second phase is conceptualizing a woodlands trail through the wooded area. We haven't started that part yet, because that is down the road a little bit. But what we did do is on one other occasion after heavy rain, I went to Neiman Williams Park and took some photos of the areas that had standing water and evidence of like really thick mud or impassability. I then convened a meeting of the Trails Committee members, and Ted came and helped out, which was great. And so we went and just did a quick walkthrough of the park, and we kind of used the areas of photos that I had taken as a reference point. And from there, we have kind of come up with like an initial, some recommendations to improve the path where it's been having problems of flooding. There's also fitness stations there that are being replaced, but you can see some are completely submerged most of the time. So it was very interesting. We got a lot covered. But what we basically found out is that our recommendations, we think at this point, are going to really be focused on, the first priority is the area that floods the most, which is the path behind the gazebo. It's next to a residential property. It's like kind of towards Matilda Avenue. So that area, we're looking at planting some trees, doing some a rain garden, and maybe digging a trench along either side that has stone in it to kind of capture and filter and slow down some of the water. The second priority area is the playground that's to the back, so by the pool and by the spray ground back there. There's some areas that need to be also rain garden. There's some steep slopes that we can, kind of like catch some water before they hit the existing basin and drain, which is great. And then the third area was kind of on the other side of the park, closer to the baseball field, or diamond, I guess you call it, right? So the bleachers, at the bottom of the bleachers, is just mud at all times. We found a spot where maybe we can put a rain garden, also kind of like direct water, make sure we direct it into it. It's not going to interfere with any of the park area. Now, this is just our first recommendation, so we kind of got all that down. The next step is I'm going to contact Dr. Abrupta at Rutgers and ask if he'll come out and kind of look at our recommendations and tell us if they're sound and if they're feasible. If he agrees that they are, then we will have DPW, Carl Hauck, our DPW director, and Bo Burtis, our recreation director, come out. And again, because I want to make sure that it's like, you know, the recreation director might say this is not a good spot for a rain garden because a lot of people like to play soccer here, you know, I don't know. So we want to make sure that works. We want to check with DPW and make sure it's a feasible thing for them to actually implement. And then from that point forward, once we have some identified projects, we can start getting ready to actually implement them. So, you know, we are moving forward on that. I'm going to talk to the Trails Committee about it next week. And hopefully in the meantime, I can get Dr. Abrupta from Rutgers out just to make sure we're on the right path.
Or students.
And it'll probably be students of his, yeah. And then the other thing, which is very important, is throughout this process, we're going to be holding these public information sessions. That can include walking with people. It might include having meetings, like here or there, somewhere else, really to get their feedback about what we're doing actually helpful, and do you think it's going to make a difference? And we also want to know if we're missing something. Someone that is there frequently might say, you missed a spot over here that you just didn't happen to see, or so we're going to make sure we have a lot of these smaller public sessions rather than a big town meeting, because we want to make sure we're really, you know, talking to people that use it. So when we were there walking, right, Ted, if we saw someone, we would try to get their information and talk to them, but so that's the plan. So we're moving forward, but it just is, just got to make sure that all the steps are appropriate first, so.
Good.
Yeah.
You know, I did mention a couple weeks ago that one of the county commissioners, Paul Drake, wants to make a community garden for residents in Colonial Park. And he does now farming at the Big Farms.
Yes,
And
yeah.
because of his plot is right next to the President Vermont Association.
Oh,
So that's how
wow,
I
yeah,
got to talk to Paul.
There is a community garden actually at Nathan Williams Park,
There is,
but
that's
it
what
hasn't been used this year.
I actually had an idea about converting our one field into
Oh,
a
really?
community garden.
Oh.
I just haven't had time to write up the business plan.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things on tap for that too, like the one at Pine Grove and then the one at Neiman Williams. I think there's an agreement to work with a Rutgers professor or something.
Okay.
And the church, remind me the name.
Somebody from,
First Baptist.
Okay.
That they would like manage the
Oh,
plots
that's John
and
Church.
things. No, not Johnny.
Oh, that's him.
The church itself.
brought things together a little, I went to.
Yeah, it's be a little more structured.
Yes, he's on the Human Resources Council.
Yeah.
Runs a garden there who has big ideas
Yeah.
for the garden.
I connected her up with Bob, because Bob was gonna plow it over and get it all ready again or something. Are you involved with that too?
No, I'm
Okay.
not, yeah.
Sounds like you should be. I think Bo has been working on it.
I think he has been working on it, yes.
Because I mean, with
Garden, yeah.
The staff connection has been working.
Well, the research that we did with Robert Wood and also with Sustainable Jersey seems to food security, health, all interrelated.
Yeah.
That shouldn't just be a community event. It should be also related to the other thing. It's sort of
Yeah, we have
connects the
some
dots.
tie-ins. Yeah, when I meet up with Bo for this, I will for sure.
Because we had
yeah.
talked about that at Ag, for doing it over at the Board Administrative Complex. There's, which used to be called Consolata, there's some land there that we could fence off from deer and run water and manage plots. But the question always is, who does manage the plots? Who pays for them, and who tills the soil, who cleans up, who manages to make sure people are doing what they're supposed to?
Yeah.
And that's what the county was talking
Yeah.
about, that they would do the water, they'd fence it off,
Yeah.
and they can run water from those lines there at the park.
Yeah,
And it's an area that's not real used.
we can do a lot of
Physical
it.
management like that, which Public Works has done, but it's also managing the people in
Correct.
effect. to get people signed up for plots and what size.
That's what Bob wants to work with First Baptist and have them be the lead on.
They should look at Duke Farms, they have a fantastic model.
Yes.
They have a
okay.
fantastic existing model for that.
And money.
Right, but the way they've structured everything and how they require certain education and certain time from people, like it makes it's actually, when I saw their structure, is what made me think that we want to do our problem is we like to be no-till, so that's an issue.
No what?
No-till. We don't
So you
like to-
don't till the soil.
Right, we don't want to disturb the biodiversity in the soil, that's a big part of how we are,
What I'm worried about is getting rid of the mudwood, which is rampant there and very, very difficult to
Yeah, that's,
remove.
Yeah.
And we probably don't want to use herbicides.
no, I think we should just make absinthe, but that's my personal opinion.
I love the smell of it. I know it's invasive. I just, I
Use.
mow it and throw seed down.
No, but Duke Farms, they really do have a fantastic model, because they do require volunteer hours, so people are then personally invested in the property, there's education.
I think these models would be
required.
like you rent a plot for $20.
Well, right, they still do that.
Oh, they do, okay.
They still do that, but then they're required to go through some education, and they're required to volunteer time, so then they understand the real value.
Yeah, we're struggling to get someone to manage the registration for the plot. So that's where we are right now.
And remember, we have plans for
Get a grant.
we have plans for a community garden at Catalpa. If the DEP will ever
Approve it.
complete approval.
Yeah.
And there again, the question will be to find a resident who will take on the management.
When the farm was operating there, we were part of the CSA there. We bought a half share and shared with two other families. And I'd go every other week, we take turns going to pick up the vegetables for that.
Might be a grant opportunity if there's a number that we want to do, because it seems like some backbone staff at the township would be helpful.
yeah, we can look into it.
Well-
Absolutely, yeah, we can look into it, yeah.
Drake, Paul Drake said, he asked whether we would work with them on this county one.
Yeah.
And partner with it, because he feels it would service the senior community,
Yeah.
the four of them there. And they would make the raised beds, so if somebody couldn't bend over or was handicapped, they could still be on the same level.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's trying to do that.
You don't want to spray your
They'll probably take out all of the existing boards defining the plots, because they're pretty old by now.
My mom does gardening, and she doesn't want the beds raised, because once the plant goes up, then she has to give it a ladder to pick. So it's really a question, do you want a bed to plant, or
Yes,
a
you're
bed
right.
to pick, or a ladder to pick? So ours are all on the ground.
I'm glad to hear that your mother is agile enough to go up ladders.
No, she won't, that's why she has it on the ground.
Yeah.
He's active
Oh,
regardless.
she loves the gardening, yeah, that's good.
Well, we'll keep working on this. Like I said, I want to make sure that we take all the necessary steps first to make sure that we're not just putting something in. We want to make sure we're putting it in the right spot, at the right scale, so that's why all this will be important to get all these ducks in a row first, and then we can start implementing it.
Well, the next item on new business is film screening, film choice and dates. How are we doing on that?
So I talked to Lauren from Montgomery Township. She's the environmental commission staff, basically at Montgomery. She talked to their mayor and to their environmental commission chair, and they do want to partner with us. They understand that the American River one can't be played now, but they'd like to do one sooner as a partnership. They've offered to use their building, which is new, and they have a room in there that can hold up to 75 to 100 people. And so I asked Stan to send me the list. He said that they had a list of movies that we were interested in screening. I sent them to Lauren, and I had added one on that I found. I haven't screened it yet, so I don't know. But they said they liked any of those movies, and Stan agreed he liked any of them as well, so.
Yeah, the one that you suggested is about the fashion industry being unsustainable. I watched the trailer.
I watched the trailer, that's all I watched,
Yeah,
so.
it's pretty powerful.
I have the trailer. Now, the only thing is, so the one that I added to the list is called The True Cost, and I had remembered at one of our past meetings, I think Jessica or Robin, or maybe both, you guys had mentioned a connection to fashion maybe at some point, doing some type of, like, activity or event. I don't think it was a movie necessarily.
We were
but-
asking, it was in a
In the youth
center.
Yeah.
Maybe that, yes, that's what it was. So
So
this movie, The True Cost, this was done back in 2015, so it's a little...
17, I think.
17, it's a little old. But it's basically about...
No, that's not all.
That's not.
Yeah, it's basically about how people needing to have like fashion quickly and for cheaper is really having an impact on the environment and on labor and our economy. So I looked at the trailer looked good to me, Stan said, but I haven't looked at it. So before I actually say, yes, I want to recommend it, I want to
There's
watch
actually a
it.
strong component of the justice.
There's a strong
the
environmental justice component,
employees,
yeah.
they didn't really improve their quality of life by
Right.
making premium stuff for the privileged.
Yeah.
Essentially, the business that is running it is collecting all the profit.
Right.
So there's a big injustice here.
So the two choices really are this movie, The True Cost, and then Stan had found one, it's what's the name of it? Who Killed the Electric Car?
Yeah, but that one is old, you know.
That one he said is older and may not be
That's,
as relevant.
We had also on our list Inconvenient Truth, right? Which is
Yeah,
also
That's-
old.
They're very long. Old.
That's where I feel like that's old and has been out, like seen
There's
a
two
lot.
other ones, like Chasing Ice and Chasing Coral.
Ice.
Okay, okay.
Ice.
Yeah, so Chasing Ice is the one about, obviously, the polar ice caps.
Right.
And then
okay.
Chasing Coral is about the oceans being acidified because of
Okay.
coral bleaching, because of the increased temperature.
Okay.
And
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide. And then the coral reefs bleaching and just dying. And
Okay,
they-
yeah, that-
They put cameras
yeah.
in the water over time,
Mhm.
and you could see
Oh,
them just
interesting.
die.
Okay.
And
That is
pretty-
definitely something we can look at. So we have either one of a series of the films. The ones we sent to Montgomery included The Story of Plastic, Who Killed the Electric Car, An Inconvenient Truth, American River, and The True Cost. So Montgomery was okay with
What
any
is
of those
the year
five.
on Inconvenient Truth?
Inconvenient Truth, I feel like that's...
1997.
Yeah, that's gotta be...
Okay, so it's before.
Yeah.
When he gets to the thing, he goes,
Tara.
and now he
Years
needs
of
like a
living
rocket.
dangerously with Leonardo
Okay, so
DiCaprio.
who killed the
I'm
electric?
sorry?
Years of Living Dangerously with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, okay. So we can add that to all of these movies, we can absolutely add to the list.
You
The
can
only
find
thing is
that
I
in
already...
YouTube.
Yeah.
I think it's in YouTube.
I already sent the list to Montgomery for their approval and had the 5 movies on.
Yeah.
So if we want to send a different one, we can, or we can just show those at another time. An Inconvenient Truth, 2006.
So who killed the electric car? I think it's 2007.
It would seem to be
6.
a little out of date now with the
Yeah.
rise of the electric car.
Revenge of Electric Car. Right. And that one was not as good. I didn't like it. Because really what was the nerve wracking was how they had a technology that was viable, that was, other people asked for the electric cars, and they crashed them, they hit them. So this is very strong message. At least it worked for me to adopt an electric car, you know, so this is my bias.
Hey, Tara?
Yes.
So the reason we're doing this in Montgomery is because we don't have a place here large enough, is that the idea?
No, not that we didn't, it's just that we had talked about maybe like it would be nice to partner with another environmental commission on something. And Montgomery, I reached out to because I know Lauren really well, and I know Montgomery's a really good, active environmental commission, so.
Close by.
And they're close by, so I thought they would be a good one to partner with. I did reach out to Hillsborough too, I didn't hear back, but I'm sure I reached out again, but Lauren got back to me so quickly, and they were just so excited that we want to partner. I mean, we can absolutely do it on our own, it's just that partnering might be nice.
No, I was thinking that it was because of the size of the room we have or something.
No,
But
no.
what I was thinking was that if we wanted to do a summer series of things, I don't know if this can be done outside, and have it at the gazebo.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
That would be fun.
have, they have, different towns have summer
Yeah.
series of events, and we can have once a month,
Yeah,
movie night or something.
we could absolutely do that. And the choral movie, that would be a perfect summer movie, probably, I bet.
Or your snorkel.
Yeah, right?
Your flippers.
But, yes, I agree with you. I think that would be great. And then that's something if we wanted to invite, because then when we have the space anyway, we could invite other environment, we could just keep it to Franklin, whatever we want. But I know, it might be nice just to partner up just for something. So if you guys are interested, they were okay with any of those 5 movies. So again, American River is off because it can't be played right now because the place that runs it is doing something else, yeah. So we have The Inconvenient Truth, Who Killed the Electric Car, The Story of Plastic. But Lauren said that they played some plastic movie the last time they showed a movie. So they weren't good with it, but I think they would like a change. And then the fashion movie.
We can make the statement, but what we were playing in a library was a series of this, some sort of cartoons.
Mhm.
But there is actual story of the plastic, which is played movie, which is stronger.
Oh, okay. So I guess what would be good to have is that if we do want to have the film soon, like in end of October, November maybe is better at this point, to tell them what we were thinking of, and also if we can figure out, like, you guys don't have to give me exact dates, but if you can give me some idea of what, are you thinking of
So
a
in
weekday,
October,
evening?
so yeah, we have to pull the trigger on that.
November is fine, if you think November is better?
Probably first half before Thanksgiving, definitely.
Okay.
Because they have to make a flyer and
Yeah,
advertise.
okay, so we're thinking of November before Thanksgiving, right?
So
A weekday night, I'm guessing?
last time was weekday night.
Weekday night.
We need to find out what are the hours of operation in Montgomery, because here we had to do it, we wanted 7, but we had to push it to 6 because their schedule.
Yeah.
To some extent.
Yeah.
So this is at their township building, so they do have nighttime meetings there, so I'm assuming it's gotta be till at least
It's also
9.
conjoined, like they have their library, their police,
Yeah.
like everything's in one building, kind of how they did it.
Find out hours.
Because ideally 7, I think PM, right? 6 is too early.
Ideally 7 PM, okay?
Let's get you past supper time.
And then, any strong opinion on any of these movies?
So maybe the dates.
Yes, so this is, so it's these movies, Story of Plastic,
Maybe second week of November, like between 6 and 10.
the week of the 6th to the 10th? Okay, can you ask what works?
It gives us a month and a week.
Let me just see something, when is the League of Municipalities?
That
That might be that week, right?
It's in November, that's almost.
I cannot do Wednesday.
Let me see when the League of Municipalities is.
usually the week before Thanksgiving,
Is it, yeah?
so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Oh, the 14th? Is it the 14th? Oh, yeah, 14th to 16th, good there. Okay.
What is happening, 14th?
The League of Municipalities. Okay. So the only thing is the men. Do you all want to tell me what movie you like?
I will the electric car.
Why you picked that?
I think it would be good for, sort of have entertainment value for the first, to get people to come back.
Mhm.
So maybe the electric car, if you think it's good entertainment.
It's so entertaining.
Yeah, but you're the audience.
I know. It's the staple, right?
Done it, like we get to bring like a spy or little
You want to see
hats
the
and
Who Killed the Electric
glasses.
Car? I can look it up.
The EV that did it.
Because We still have wants to kill.
Like a trailer?
Or an electric lawnmower. Maybe there's a movie on that.
Are we gonna ban police?
Who killed the electric car 2005 trip?
Thinking about putting something forward. Not so easy.
Got the five or no?
Electric car to invest in.
Okay, the trailer is the movie.
Sorry.
He brought it up to me. I mean, we've talked about it in the past. I just never.
Did sound wise to this.
We close the electric car ward. My brother.
I'm not connected to the TV, the sound is off.
You like this the whole time?
This trailer doesn't go in the
This is the right movie, right? Not, you know, you're like trying to curse me.
Back to the Future?
So this is a trailer, show the other one, you guys can decide.
Oh, this?
The bathroom scene?
TV program is my program. It's my decision to end it.
What's yours, and I want the horsepower, the road, the gas, or do something.
It is a whodunit.
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, go on, there's gonna be even more incentive than even out. You know, if you know, it's dangerous, it can stop you from buying oil. Yeah, I'd love for you guys to go back to it and look at the cars.
I know where to eat this because we're the local oil.
By driving the electric car, when you walk around the day, that's what
That does look really good.
And the movie's actually EV Confidential, so.
Is, yeah, who killed the electric car? Okay, that's that. Well, and then you can watch the whole movie if you want on YouTube.
It was not the official trailer. What does it mean, the commercial?
So.
Do you remember those parts of the movie?
They're making it sound like, if it's EV Confidential, it's making it sound like it's like a,
Yeah.
Well, it's
it's a whodunit, like, yeah, it's a murder mystery kind of thing.
Yeah.
Killed the electric car.
Do you want to see the other choice, or how long?
Yeah, that was
2 minutes and 35
That
seconds?
was from 2005, which is pretty,
Before Tesla.
yeah.
See. Now, again, I have not watched this movie, I've
When's
only
this
watched the
one
trailer.
from?
This is the true cost.
When was this?
20.
We are clothing. It is fundamental.
For a reason, it's a trailer, it's subtitles.
We used to have a system, a fashion system. That has absolutely nothing to do with the fashion industry today. It has been reinvented.
It's based on materialism. The problem is that comes at a really high price. One factory collapsed, killing more than 1,000.
This is the one that has like, it's focused on like social justice, it's not like funny. Serious.
I feel like Robin was just.
No, right?
My,
I think this was in the hopper.
my favorite one is this, the group.
That's why I have to get her to send it back to them.
Oh, we can't look at the trailer.
That is generating so much profit, market that it is unable to support millions of its workers' profit. The ad model is completely unsustainable. Unless you change the whole, you can't change anything.
When everything is concentrated on making profit, what you see is that human rights, the economy, women's rights, girls. My God, everything is.
about that, I wrote a list, so I'll just add them to the list that you sent me too, so we have them in place.
Can we watch the Kiss the Ground one?
Kiss what?
Guy right here.
Kiss the
So
Ground.
right, so far we either kill cops or people.
Yes.
It's good that we actually make the decision there because we need to start everything.
I have to do like a first.
Truth is, I've given up. This is the sword, simple solution, the way to heal our planet. The lizard's right under our feet, and it's as old as dirt.
All of our soils that are under chemical conventional agriculture are almost completely devoid of microorganisms.
Modern agriculture not designed for the betterment of the soil. Fossil fuels are by no means the only thing that is causing climate change. When we damage soil, it all goes back to the atmosphere. But when we destroy soil, it releases carbon dioxide.
Biosequestration is using plants, seeds, and techniques of grazing farming to capture carbon and store it in the soil.
We can fix a lot of our food issues to bring the CO2 down into a living plant and put it into the soil it belongs.
Plants working with soil microorganisms, it seems too simple.
Healthy soils lead to a healthy plant, healthy human, healthy things.
There could be a way to eat food that heals the planet.
The problem isn't the animal. The problem is where the animals are at.
How do we take waste and repurpose and reuse it because it's really not waste? The food has to stay in the room.
Compost is just one of a suite of soil-based carbon capture solutions.
We know how to do it. And if we continue to scale over 30 years, we can reverse global warming.
We can get Earth back to the Garden of Eden that it once was by regeneration. To see biodiversity return to a place that was completely devastated, that gives me hope.
Our health and the health of our planet are connected.
If you look over here at my neighbor's land that has been chemical fallow, then you look over at our paddock, you have a diversity of different plant species. Which model do you want your food to be produced from? The answer is pretty simple to me.
I'll make you a deal. I won't give up, and neither should you.
Highly educational as well.
Yeah, I like it.
All those terms and
Well, no, like they actually
Yeah.
they actually took a totally arid space and they regenerated it.
I like it.
They didn't show
Trailers
people.
made in newer movies, they always look better.
Well, I'm just saying, my husband, that's like one of my favorite documentaries because it really changed our mind about a lot of
Yeah,
things.
I like it. And I'm right down all these movies. I like all the movies that we talked about, so.
Make any movie like
Yeah, well, we can do multiple, it's not like we're only gonna do this one ever, so it's just, we really just have to pick one for now, and then we'll do more, you know, the, spring, right.
Well, his idea, I think, was the right idea to go. The first one's gotta be entertaining, maybe even a little bit of upbeat in
Yeah,
a way.
for sure,
So
yeah.
that people come and when they
Right.
see it, they get hooked, and then they bring other people with them.
Right, right.
And then you give them the down.
We can really just have to get approval again from, so I have to get Montgomery to approve it, because the list we sent them originally, which I'm sure they'll approve it, I can't imagine they
We should
won't.
not do Seaspiracy. I'm just gonna tell you, I watched that one and it's depressing. And it will make you never want to eat fish again.
Yeah, I did see that one too.
It makes you sad and upset.
All right. Do you all want to ask for that movie?
Make me depressed, I don't want to eat food.
I want to be depressed.
It's good.
Okay.
Salmon's on sale at Shoprite.
Well, I need everyone to tell me what movie.
What time you going?
Yeah.
We're moving quickly.
I need to,
It's not easy to sum up in one.
this one.
This one looks good.
It's
This one, everybody likes this, yes, everybody, this one?
The seafood industry.
Well,
Sustainable impacts.
The one
This
before?
one, last one.
Sustainable impacts of what's doing to the ocean.
The third one.
The
Cars, clothing,
Impact,
it's I think maybe do them all, just at a different time, it's really just what's the first one, that's it.
What do you think?
I know, like, it's from,
Which one should we start with?
there were people that were trust that have been on a boat.
As far as I could tell from the trailer, it was more about what it was doing to people in
Yes,
the
they
day, rather than being.
This one is going to be
All right, let's go with that one.
We need to watch it for Disney Plus.
We'll go with the Kiss the Ground one, because I have to, it might take a few, like an extra week or two to get it going, because I have to get the okay from Montgomery. Does that make sense, or no?
If we have to, if I have to rent an outdoor movie screen and do it on my car, I'll do it.
Did you have a vote? Well, no, but not yet. I asked if who's interested.
Do we want to vote or something?
If you want to vote on it?
You want a motion?
Do you want to just rank them and we'll have one vote in the rank?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that probably makes more sense, because we like they all should get shown,
Yeah.
it's just a
So
matter
one
of,
is the ground.
kiss the ground.
That's what it here.
Just to go in
Then what is two, cars?
Who
or
killed the
passion?
electric car?
That's an old one. That is 15, almost 20 years old.
The true cost. And then on the list also was, but we didn't look at any of these, I think we're okay with not just talking about the inconvenient truth or the story of plastic.
Well, we did plastics last time.
They did plastic, yeah.
Yeah.
Convenient use is just expired.
I think we did.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
expired.
I own a ton of other movies, tons, but this is just to like tell Montgomery what movie we want to show so we can make a flyer and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I do think I like who killed the electric car, but I also wonder, are there more current films about EVs?
This was really
Like being more relevant to today's,
Yeah.
environment.
Makes sense.
That movie will be only less relevant next time around, so,
Okay.
today will be the last chance, and if we think it's ready to off, then it's done,
I'm sure there's more, there's newer ones too, we can substitute in.
Yeah, there's a lot.
How do you know? Like,
You just Google it. You can
Oh,
Google
yeah,
it.
well, I did.
Up to you guys, like I said, the only thing I really need is just to know, if we want to do it in November, I just want to get the flyer and all that stuff going, that's all, so.
Are we ranking? What are we doing?
I think 50 grand is number one.
Okay.
And,
The chair makes executive decision.
I think who killed the EV is kind of out of date at this point. I don't know if it's relevant to the real world.
It is like, I just looked up current movie about electric vehicles and who killed the electric car is the first one on it.
What's big?
There's another one from 2011 called Revenge of the Electric Car, but I don't think that that's actually a documentary.
It is documentary.
Revenge of the Electric Car?
It was made by the same director.
So that was 2011, do that one.
Do double feature.
I don't like it.
Narrated by Tim Robbins.
Dan doesn't like that one.
Because
You like that?
it doesn't give you the motivation.
Okay, so then let's put, Who Killed the Electric Car, ED Confidential, on number 2.
Okay. And we also have Ed's movie, which we'll watch the trailer for the summer, is that okay? Chasing Coral, you said? and
Yeah, but don't
Chasing
forget the
Ice.
fashion industry and the people.
And the fashion one, which that may be further down, because I thought the same
I
thing.
think
It
we
does
need to
seem
do
more
a dual
focused.
showing and have something really upbeat after that one.
Yeah.
Because I think that one, that's like Seaspiracy. I feel like we need a Disney movie after that.
Yeah.
Or like we need to serve some sort of everybody gets ice cream after or something to
Yeah.
you don't want people leaving and being like, oh.
Yeah.
Informed is good, but depressed is bad.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to tell Montgomery then, just to be clear, that we would like to watch this Kiss the Ground one. For when we partner with them. And then the next one we have, it'll be something else. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Everybody?
Okay.
You're gonna do it during the week though?
Yeah,
Weekday night.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think we would be able to do it on a weekend there.
Okay.
I don't think
I may
so.
not be able to go, but okay.
Yeah. I don't think the weekday, but when we do our movie outside, we could probably do a weekend.
Well, if it were a Monday, then I can go. I just, other days of the week I can't.
Okay.
First or third Monday?
Monday.
Can't go.
All right.
You up to the next topic?
I think so. Everyone's
Okay.
good with that? Okay.
But D says reports from subcommittees. Is education, is there,
The high school, and I think passed it to the Green Club. So which means that we ended up where we were before, essentially, because they will not be able to do anything during the day. So at this point, I don't know. I think that we should still keep playing, but I'll probably have to send email again to Board of Ed because I don't know. What do you think?
Maybe they're looking at their liability, I don't know, because there's a lot of red tape in public schools.
they don't seem to have the interest.
It's liability, but I think it's.
They are not telling me it's liability. They're
Everything
just-
is liability, but because they're afraid of lawsuit from counties, I don't know, anything can happen, I don't know. That's the only reason I'm thinking that's why they are,
Yes, but they are not telling me it's the liability that they don't
they're
want to do.
not gonna say
right?
it.
Because they are telling me, okay, here is our Green Club. So there is no liability there, or
Do you need help getting the buses?
nobody mentioned buses, only Robin suspected that
Oh.
it could be a problem, but Board of Ed didn't talk about that.
Who did you talk to?
So,
Superintendent, principal.
no, who was the person in Board of Ed that was?
I emailed first the Secretary of Curriculum and Instruction, and then she passed it to the superintendent, the Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction. And then I included you in that email, and then you explain to that person.
Superintendent.
Mhm.
And what do you think we should?
Why don't you just loop me into that email and I'll follow up with the
Okay.
superintendent, because I talked to him about something else. I used to work, I used to be on the board there, so just loop me in on the email and I'll follow up.
That would be the best way to do it.
No, if you were there before, we couldn't do it.
Sorry. I was
It's
in Poland.
not what you know, it's who you know.
I was in Poland.
Okay. I don't know if there's any other subcommittees, we had no building plans, and, so we're up to hot topics.
Well, I'll mention,
Well, wait, you only did one subcommittee.
Your communications, you didn't have anything.
No, I didn't, I thought we were still going. Paul, you had raised that Maria's bio was not on the website, it is
Right.
now, but Esri's is not, so he sent it to me. Did we ever, and the current topic section is still outdated, did we ever iron out a process, Tara, for getting them to update that more regularly? Because if they're not going to, I'm not sure why it's even up there.
To update, which part was
The
it?
current topics section?
Current topics.
I don't remember if they ever agreed to any specific process.
Not that I can recall, I don't think that any current topics, let me just, I just want to
It's
look
just
at it.
outdated.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, yes, okay. So, yeah, I mean, we could make a recommendation, we can send something in saying we want these to be the current topics and have like what the content is gonna be.
So then that would probably have to change every meeting, if we think about this.
Yeah.
Right? So the question is, will they be okay with doing updates that frequently? Because if not, then I think we should try and get rid of this.
They will be okay with making those, but we have to give them exactly what they need. So we have to say, okay, here's the list of current topics, and here's the content.
We could get pulled straight from the agenda, really.
That I don't think is gonna, I don't know that that's gonna work. That I did kind of talk to them about, and that is a more, like, I think that's more intensive for them to do, so.
But I don't know, I personally think the current topics is not something we should have up there. But I don't know how everyone else feels about that.
I don't think it's necessary either. I think we can get rid of it if it's okay with everyone else.
If they don't update it, what good is it?
Exactly, that's my point.
Well, we have to update it.
Yeah, that's the last one.
So that means that we want to update it after all the meetings.
But then we would update it with what's on the agenda, so it seems a little redundant.
Right. Right.
well, you would give more detail than what is on the agenda,
Look what's up there.
and you would stress that,
That's all that's up there. So that doesn't seem particularly informative, and it feels like a waste of internet space.
That's I used to have a website, and that's why I gave it up. I just couldn't keep up with the updating. Things were changing too quickly.
I think it's kind of redundant, you're right. I mean, our agenda's there, and if we have something we want to post, we can put it on the news section, we put it on Facebook or whatever, so.
Yeah.
Civic section. Okay, so we're gonna.
The resolution for
Those are photos,
Report, so, okay, perfect. Let me add that to my list. So add the photos to the photo album. Okay.
And then the last thing is like, we have a comment that we're putting together a new survey. Whatever happened with that? I feel like that just like fell off a cliff.
So what was it for?
There's a survey tab in there.
I'm sorry, I just gotta find it. Okay, give me 1 sec here. Survey.
What's in there?
Under. Okay, let me go to the main page.
It's on our.
Oh, they put my post up about preparedness month.
Yeah, it's under it's under Township Links and Resources. It says resident survey results.
How will we use that?
Oh, it's resident survey results.
If you click on resident survey results, it says, the Environmental Commission is discussing conducting a new survey, because this one is from a long time ago.
Thank you.
So, do we want to do that, or is that something we want to just, because we're highlighting and pointing to that we're discussing this, but I don't know what's happened with that.
That's from like 15 years ago.
Yeah, it's old.
How did you all do this survey last time? Was it done like you mailed it out, or was it done, what was the procedure?
It might have been a mailing. I think it was also in the Township quarterly newspaper.
Oh, okay.
That has to be, I think I was chair at the time. I think that was 15 years ago.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, so if we're gonna do another survey, great. If not, then do we need to keep this up?
That does not belong on there anymore. That's
No, this
very
is
outdated.
old.
So I guess the question is, are we doing a new survey, or are we getting this off the webpage?
Survey says,
So when we did the survey for the local health assessment, in order to get, I think we got back, I don't know, I want to say we got back 500 something responses. In order to do that, we had to table at all the back to school nights, we had to go to a bunch of different meetings, the people, so we can't just mail it out like we used to. We can put it on our website, but I don't think that's going to get, like this one looks like 77 respondents came in, so I don't know.
Then I'm gonna move that we remove this from the webpage.
I'll second that.
Oh, Arnie again with the seconding.
Do you want to cancel the website altogether?
Cancel the website for residents.
I'm trying to clean it up.
Survey results from.
I'm working hard here,
We can
people.
put links to movies they should watch.
Yes.
Put your movie first. Make a motion.
Don't put the year.
Okay.
So it's been moved and seconded. Shall we vote?
Let's vote. All in favor of removing the survey from the website, say yes.
Aye.
Aye. It's passed.
Okay.
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 That's it for our communication.
The energy.
Oh, my cleanup. I'm so happy.
I don't think the energy committee, Robin was doing stuff, we haven't had another meeting of the energy committee.
Okay.
So I think we're working on the other thing, the thing you gave us to do.
Yeah.
So we've shifted.
Okay.
Was there anything from the education committee?
That's what we were.
Yes, we
first
were.
one,
So
yeah.
we were taking care of it. So they wrote the hot topics. And it says Ajax 50th environmental. So I've looked at the ads, and to do that, it's $125. Is that anything that the town would reimburse people for us going to? Maybe the council person can tell us.
I think the answer is yes. Tara probably knows better, right? There should be funds available.
I'm I'm sure you could, we do a budget, so I mean, it would come out of our budget, the reimbursement, but we can absolutely put in for it for sure, so.
It looked interesting.
Yeah, I put the information on there, so there's an in-person option, and there's
Yes.
also the virtual option.
There is.
And
different times.
yes, there are different times. So the in-person is on Friday, October 13th from 9 to 5 at Mercer County College.
Yeah.
The virtual is October 17th through October 19th, and I guess you can go on there at any time between the 17th and 19th, view all of the, actually that would probably make the most sense if we paid for that, and we then could all access to the different workshops during those 2 days, unless you want to go in person, prefer to go in person.
Well, I'm going to be in person
Okay.
because I'll be in Italy the next week. And I'll miss the environmental commission.
Oh, you didn't just come back from Italy? No, you haven't gone yet.
Haven't gone yet.
Oh, right, okay, yes.
That's why we were saying ciao to you.
Yes, somebody said you went to Italy, and I was like, but you told me you were coming late tonight, didn't you? Was that for our meeting? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry to get my people mixed up. Well, I saw you at Neiman Williams, didn't you say, oh, Tara, I might be late to the meeting?
Was it from a different meeting?
Maybe. It was a different meeting, or a different person.
Or a
Maybe a totally different person. Oh, yeah, that's a dream I had.
It was the open space.
It was the open space meeting, yes, okay, yep, okay, so I got it. I got it in here somewhere, it's just mixed up a little bit, okay.
I'll just, that's something I might think about, I can see what I'm doing for next Friday.
Why don't you all then, if you're interested in going to either virtual or in person, let me know, and I can find out if we can pay for it, and if we do the virtual, if there's a way we can like just all have access to the sessions, fine.
It would be cheap for environmental commission
Yeah,
members.
I would think so.
I would think.
And I think Robin was saying something like you don't have to actually sign in for the virtual, like you can watch it later too. So if you're not able to attend the live virtual, you can watch it later. Because I know for me sometimes it's hard with my job to do some of these. But then being able to watch it at my convenience is helpful.
Yeah, that works. Okay, so if you're interested, let me know, like soon, and I'll find out if
I'm interested.
you're interested.
I'm interested too, Tara.
Yeah, I mean,
And I know Robin was interested. So
Friday,
I'm a proxy.
Paul, Jessica.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, Walter. So basically everybody for the most part.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask and see how we do that. Thank you, Lucy. Go ahead, you got, I know you're
Okay.
ask if we can pay. Okay, got it. Okay,
Okay. I think that completes new business.
that completes good business.
Old business.
Local health assessment, I'm meeting with Safi tomorrow.
Right.
The township manager finished reviewing it and approved it, so I'm meeting with Safi tomorrow to basically schedule our presentations of it. So, we are moving forward on it, hopefully get a presentation done very soon so we can release it. But it's been, reviewed, so that's good.
Anything to know more Earth Day?
Yes, on no mow until Earth Day. I talked to our township manager again, and I explained to him what, we're looking to do. So he said he talked to our DPW director, and DPW have been told they are not to mow until after Earth Day for our township properties. He said this year they mowed the week of April 11th. So it's only delaying it by a little bit, so that's not bad. He also said that he was okay with us going forward with the advertising of, we can put it in the newsletter that we're encouraging people not to mow until after Earth Day, explain why, we put something on the website, so.
When is the due date for submission for?
The newsletter.
The newsletter. So the most recent one just went out a few weeks ago, so I'm assuming we probably have a month or so, but I'm talking to Safi tomorrow, so I'll find out the date for sure.
I like the
But we have time.
No More Earth Day better than No
Yes.
More May, because May, by the time May came,
No,
it was a little too late.
We made that already.
Yeah, it was a good move. I disagree.
Well, essentially, because the instruction says that you will not mow during the month of May, that's in the different geographies, but here you don't mow until Earth Day, because this is when we have lots of dandelions, even a little bit in March. Yeah. I want to see specific days.
No more May was made up just because of the long day.
And the Thursday is on 24th? 22nd?
Right.
Florida, they work.
22nd is Monday.
No, they just have extra time.
So which means that we would be asking them for the 27th, the Saturday, because people typically do during weekend.
So we can't call it then no mow until Earth Day. We have to call it no mow until April 27th.
No. Look, people don't have to be compliant. Nobody's going to police it. I'm just saying that the Earth Day is on 22nd, which is
Yes.
Monday.
Yeah.
And if they follow through, the next time when they can mow will be the 27th.
Got it.
Which might be like
Third month.
Yeah. I think Stan is worried, I think I understand what you're saying, is that you're worried that people will mow like April 20th or 21st because they're worried about, until actually a law changes.
Actually, so let me rephrase what I'm worried. Because this year, I think I'm more about 24th, and somewhere the grass was 12 inches, and the limit is 10, right? It's uneven, because when it starts growing, it's uneven. On average, it was about 9 inches or something like that.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say that if they actually mow the weekend before Earth Day, maybe it would be better, you know.
Okay.
So if we just say until Earth Day, I would just say that's it. You know? And if some people interpret it that they can mow actually right the weekend before that, I think it would be actually better.
Okay.
So not 27. I would just say just Earth Day. Yeah.
Okay, no mow until Earth Day. Okay, all right.
I have one more thing, and then we're gonna go to the meeting.
Paul, I also have something.
Go ahead.
No, you've been reading, EPA says that only 37% of the nation recycles. Now, when they say recycle, that means do you give away old clothing, do you compost and all that? Don't we do better than that here? Is there any way we can find out our figures?
Everybody in the township is supposed to put out their
You can look at the
recycling
county,
things.
because they keep that information.
We reach out to
The county solid waste, Somerset County, they have a recycling report.
I think people do a good job.
So,
We do.
if you go to Somerset County, so I don't know exactly where it is, but somewhere in here, they should have an annual report.
How do you calculate percentage?
To get waste and recycling, I wonder.
I know that I want that in my Google search term.
Probably means only 37% of the recycling program. We do.
We do it, every other two, every other Friday, we pick up recycling. Cans,
Maybe that's.
Also look for it as
plastic, and all that.
No, ours is picked up by the county.
But the county picks up everyone.
No,
So it's kind of 100%.
You say you have a new house, they will issue you a container.
Yeah.
And, well, I guess, well, they will put, I don't know, a lot of the township now has these issued containers. We don't, because they're way down the south end. But our recycling is picked up, every second Friday.
Yeah, I know. So they don't pick up your area?
We don't have these dedicated vessels to put things in.
We're on the old school method of bundling your newspapers, wrapping your cardboard in twine, and then separately bottles in that blue round one. We haven't gotten the stand-up one
That's
with
right.
wheels
That's
yet.
right.
But the truck will come?
Yeah, the truck comes.
Okay.
And next Friday morning, I'm going to have out this much plans from the B9 warehouse.
Where are you?
You sure you want to meet it?
It's up to the courts now.
So I have one announcement too that I think will be interesting, if there's anything else.
I just have one more thing.
Okay, go ahead.
This Wednesday, day after tomorrow, October 4th, we're having a candidates forum at Canal Walk. And I've been soliciting questions. We'll have the mayor and his opposition, and we'll have the 5 candidates for the 3 councils things. I'm looking for questions, because I'm running it, and I've got a moderator, Ingrid Reed is going to be the moderator. But we just had a meeting today, we think we have enough questions, but if you had one you wanted me to put to the mayor and council, I can slip it in. That's why I wrote it up. Anybody have a driving question that they think the mayor and council might be able to give some answers to?
I have a question, but I don't think that's the right forum. I'd rather ask behind the scenes this
Okay.
question.
It's not just the mayor and council though, it's also anybody that's running.
It's very public.
Well, in this case, we have the mayor and Brian Levine,
Right.
and we have 3 Republican candidates for council and 3 Democratic candidates and 2 Republican candidates for council.
And 1 person for mayor for each.
Yeah, well, like I said, the mayor and Brian Levine.
Right.
He's the Republican. But the Republicans were going to have 3 candidates for council, and one of them didn't live in Franklin Township. So they didn't nominate somebody, so they only got 2 candidates for 3 openings.
Well, did I read correctly that the governor signed whatever it was, saying that climate change can be in the New Jersey curriculum for the schools?
Yes.
Yes.
But I forwarded it, yeah.
I'd like to know if these people are supportive of that, you know.
Well, we don't have anybody from the Board of Ed.
That's the Board of Ed.
That's the Board of Ed.
Wow.
We have 1 or 2 questions that really contained the Board of Ed, and we said we're not going to bring those up because the council and the mayor don't have any control over what the Board of
You
Ed
can
does.
still ask them about climate change initiatives.
We could.
By the way, so this new requirement can be just an argument for us, for them to agree that we will do a stream cleanup, because we would add actually a presentation to it.
I read it, I didn't think it was negative, it's the beginning of school, so they're getting settled.
Okay.
Okay. So, have we done with old business?
I don't
Yes,
know,
something.
I new.
Yes.
Is there new? Well, no, new is the real business. Well, just one thing I want to let you guys know about is the voters-supported township energy aggregation, which would allow us to go out to bid for a competitive energy contract, and the way the voters supported it would be if we could get 10% more renewable clean energy and save 5%, then we would go out to bid, and then we would automatically aggregate everyone's energy. People could opt out. If they wanted to pay more for dirtier energy, they could opt out. We did meet with it has to be Gable Associates. We did an RFP, and they were the most competitive, who is our consultant for the energy aggregation, and they recommended it not to go out at this time because with everything happening in Ukraine and Russia's war of aggression, energy prices have spiked across the world, and the way that the PJM grid works with PSE&G, our current supplier, and the folks that supply them energy, it's like another company, BGS or something, they work on a 3-year rolling average. So you remember last year energy prices were high, and the year before that a little high, but before that it wasn't so bad, which means our energy prices right now are actually pretty good. But next year, I think it's in April, they then take the new data into consideration, and they have a new 3-year rolling average, which means their energy costs will be higher, which will make it more probable that we could meet our criteria in the spring-ish season of next year. So that's their recommendation is to hold off a little bit more, because there's no reason to drop a bunch of papers, have companies respond if the market's not favorable, given we want to be more aggressive and also save folks money. That was the criteria that we had. So good and bad news. Bad that it's not right now, but good that it looks like within this 1-year period from now, we should be able to get a more competitive rate and save people money and do our part to reduce carbon.
One of the things that we're waiting for also is the public service and the BPU had a hearing on whether to change all the streetlights to LEDs, which would help the town's energy costs.
Tremendously.
And that hasn't, I can't get through to anybody at BPU to find
You
out.
testified on that, right?
I read a letter that Bob asked me to rewrite from the township and the EC, and we did that, and he submitted it. I said, did you change that, or left that the way it was? And it has both those signatures on it. So I've been trying to follow up with BPU. It was sent to a Carmen Diaz, who was listed as the assistant secretary. She may, or acting secretary. I can't find her. She may not be there anymore.
Okay.
But that's something we'd have to follow up on and see where we are.
Okay.
I haven't been able to get through the right, somebody said they'd call me back, and they never did. You
I don't know who their outreach person is. Okay.
That's what we need. Okay. Good.
Well, I looked it up, and so in Franklin, the 2020 report from DEP says 44%.
Recycling.
44%, yeah, recycling. I have to go like this, so I can actually see it, because the numbers, but yeah, 44% recycling rate. That's 2020, that's our most recent, so the numbers have changed, I'm sure.
How about neighboring towns? Are they better or worse?
So Montgomery.
Our
okay.
partner Montgomery. Our movie
48%.
Oh, they beat us by 4.
Millstone, 27%.
Cool.
Manville, 37%. So the highest one in Somerset County looks like it's Bridgewater at 70%. Oh, hold on.
70?
P-Pack and Gladstone, 83%.
Wow.
Somerville, so Somerville has 29%, South Bound Brook has 34%.
So we're in the upper tier, but not.
Yeah.
So, and those are a lot smaller towns. It's easier to talk to.
I wonder how they calculate the percentage.
Well, it looks like they have the tonnage here. So every town is required to submit a tonnage report every year. I'm sorry, every county. So Somerset County reports a tonnage report. I guess they keep track of it by town. And they submit it. So they have how much was the total tonnage, and then they split it into, it looks like municipal solid waste versus non-municipal solid waste. Total recycled with add-ons, and then the total percentage. So that's it.
That's how they do it, Stan.
Yep.
That's how you do it. But the percent recycling should be how much was produced and how much out of it got back.
Well, they do. They have the total tonnage of disposal and recycling generation, and then they split it into what's disposed of and what's recycled.
You said P-PAC Gladstone was 83%?
Yes, yep, P-PAC
How
Gladstone.
do they do
It
that?
doesn't surprise me.
Like 5 people there.
Must read a lot of newspapers.
Right? Yeah, they're the
Also
highest.
very wealthy area.
It is.
Isn't that
A lot of like.
the location of that school that we visited? That
Yes,
was-
the roller school.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's up there, yeah.
All put with recycled materials.
It might be worth having a goal for the commission to try to increase that rate over time and see if we
Yeah.
have some initiatives. I know people are disappointed because there's like rumors that even though you're recycling it, they're not actually recycling it because China's not taking the recycling.
Right.
And so some people have just gotten
We don't
frustrated.
know what they're doing with the plastic they collect, particularly because they collect essentially all plastic.
Yeah.
But
And yet, only numbers 1, 2, 3 really are,
no,
they
see,
used to be made of.
1 to 4.
1 to 4.
Yeah.
5 is not recyclable?
5. Isn't 5 actually polypropylene?
I think so.
That's a good one. Yeah, but 3 is PVC. Okay.
So it's 1, 2, and 4, you say.
1, 2, 4, and 5.
5. Yeah.
2 and 4 is PE, polyethylene. 2 is high density, and 4 is low density polyethylene. 5 is PP, and 6 is polystyrene.
What is 7?
Everything else.
8?
No.
Okay.
The 7 is either pure something else or a mixture that you cannot separate.
But they take 7 here.
They what?
We can recycle up to 7, right?
No.
No?
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, the process for recycling cement, then you have to shred it and then you have to have lots of separation processes, and I'm not sure whether they're gonna do that.
I went to trail the garbage truck to see where they were going with the stuff. We did that one time.
So this percentage recycling, that's
1 to 7.
adding
Can even know that was a
material submitted for recycling divided by material submitted for recycling plus other waste? Is that how the number is calculated?
I think so, yeah, so the regular municipal solid waste is separated versus what's been recycled, and I guess that's how they come up with the different percentages, based on the tonnage reports that are submitted.
Wait, so it's 44% of all of our garbage is recycled material?
So they divide it into all of the, like the disposal and recycling, I guess, is one number. Then they split that into what the solid waste, like garbage is, basically. Yeah. And then there's a separate, so they know what can be recycled, and I guess how much of that is actually in the recycling plant or wherever it goes.
So it's 44%.
Yeah, of what can be recycled, yeah.
There's a reason to make that higher, yeah.
And this is from 2020, so that's the most recent numbers, so I'm sure if we get
It's the first pandemic year, it could be also different.
Mm-hmm.
We run a separate collection for styrofoam, which a guy takes to a place in Somerville or somewhere to recycling it, when we do the Canal Walk. We got a couple of the dumpsters full.
Good question. The recycling percentage.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
I should give you my styrofoam.
Oh, we do, so the county takes 1 through 7.
Yeah.
No peanuts.
You may also include peanut butter, yogurt, and diaper weight containers, margarine tubs, plastic trays, and clear plastic clamshell. Oh, I didn't know that, the clamshell. I thought you couldn't do that, the clamshell.
Oh.
No, it's
You can.
probably not peanut butter.
That's in
No,
the
you
total.
can. You may include peanut butter.
What about peanut, like those styrofoam? No styrofoam.
Oh, the packing material. Oh, that, let me see. I'm a peanut butter, yes, my bad, I'm sorry.
You mean the bottle
Hold
the
on,
peanut
let's see.
butter comes in?
Yes.
You can
We're talking about like the
That's number
styrofoam. Newspaper inserts, junk.
Packing peanuts, you can take to UPS.
Packing peanuts. Doesn't shredded paper.
There are some peanuts I remember that are made of starch.
I was just saying that at
I eat
Canal
those.
Walk, we can't
Well,
say
it's not food grade, but you can dissolve them in water.
if he's gonna give styrofoam to Paul. That's all
They don't say anything about that actually, and maybe there's a different
No, I
section
don't
that you
think-
cannot.
Oh, but that's what we're on. Ted, we're on the 20-gallon blue
Yeah,
bucket
the
system
bottom
there.
What not to recycle, here we go.
Just scroll up. Plastic, unnumbered plastics, microwave trays, plastic bags, oil, plastic toys, plastic cups, knives. Oh,
I don't see anything about packing peanuts, but just because I don't see it doesn't mean it's,
I believe you can take them to UPS, the UPS store and places like that, because they will
And they'll take
recycle them,
them.
they will reuse them.
oh, good.
yeah.
Okay.
No styrofoam, see? And a blue paper cup and that paper.
Oh,
You see in the upper left?
oh, okay.
I don't know if the two totes
No
have.
styrofoam, right.
There is
Okay.
actually polystyrene, like
No styrofoam.
which is as a packaging material, and it's confusing because it appears like number 1. I think that because it's cheaper, so they use polystyrene in lieu of number 1 plastic, PETE. And that one I just put into reg garb.
So this is if you still have to use the small 20-gallon buckets that we used to have, and then different if you have the totes.
And some lame people still have.
You're living in the yesteryear The
They haven't updated their flyers either.
No,
Yeah,
there is,
they-
in Manville, there's one section of town that they cannot, they determine they can't use the totes because the truck can't get down. There's like 2 streets that it just doesn't have enough clearance. Yeah, so they have to use the buckets forever.
For the whole town, because.
Just for the, no, just for the 2 streets,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying, yeah.
No, like I have a tote, but these 2 streets cannot have a tote. Oh, I was even wait for my tote.
Oh, we have a tote.
Yeah, when I got there, I was so happy.
But they didn't recycle the tubs.
Yeah.
The
I
buckets.
thought Canal Walk was very concerned about putting these totes in their garage.
Yeah, the big ones, we don't have the big ones, we just have the ones we came with. Or they gave us, yeah.
So,
There's not enough
float
room.
them off.
We float them off.
I have the same feeling because, well, my wife fills up every available space, including her side of the garage.
Her side.
Her side. What other
I
rooms
can
are-
just barely get, our garbage can is more on my side.
Watch
I
out,
think
it's
we
on the
recorded,
side.
she can watch you. We are recorded, the wife can watch you.
Oh, you're watching you, yeah. Uh-oh, all the cans are about to come over to that side, all the garbage cans. Right.
Which is adjournment?
No, I got a call for public, open them for a motion for the public comment.
So moved.
Any, all in favor?
Aye.
Any last minute?
Second that.
Just a couple questions for you guys. Would you like help planning your movie screening? Like, I could make a flyer or help distribute it?
Yeah.
Jessica.
Oh, sure.
That would be helpful.
I don't see why not, yeah.
We'll help anyone we can get it.
Yeah, we'll take the help.
And then it sounds like you guys are trying to do presentations or field trips with schools. I have to do like 50 presentations to schools or libraries or whatever, so if I can help you guys, if there's an issue with taking a field trip, I can go to the school and give a presentation. If you guys would like that.
Yeah.
That would be
I think
great.
that'd be great
We
anyway,
originally
yeah.
had Heather Fanning from Lower Raritan Watershed Partnership, but we can have more people, that's good, yeah.
Yeah, I got like so many classroom presentations set up from all the years people have been doing them, so.
I'm ready to stay to the end.
Before you go, I'll get your email, and I was added into that email chain, I'll add you in. And then maybe you could work with the school folks to get them set up for a
Sure.
date and everything.
That would
'Cause I
be
think it's gonna
great.
take-
No, really, should be in contact for the schools from here anyway. That would be good.
You work in a school, so she knows all about it.
There is one other thing we could use help with, and I'll talk to you after the meeting maybe, but we're planning, you do like plantings and stuff you said too, right? Okay, perfect.
Yeah, 10 minutes to get home to hear Rachel. Motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.